I want to be famous. It's something I've been saying my whole life. Everyone was going to know my name. I moved from Memphis to St. Pete, and I lived in St. Pete for a year, which is where RabbitJax technically got its start. We talked about what my brand name would be, because I did not want to use Ray Howard yet. I was like, my namesake brand needs to be something special and something very important. Okay. So we built RabbitJax off of my initials, RJ, for Ray Jr. So we were like, well, what can we build off of RJ? What can we build off of RJ? RabbitJax is my love for anime, my love for how cute rabbits are, and pink. Like, so the first ever shirt in existence was painted by one of my best friends named Andrew, and he found a picture of a rabbit and he just like hand painted an outline in pink. I still have that shirt. I was like, this is going up in the archive. It's gonna be framed in my office one day, like, because when somebody believes in you, it makes you want to do more of that. I've got 5 people that aren't showing up today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening all the time. So you put in yellow people, some will not make it.
Plenty.
Yeah.
I told them about this a month ago.
Yeah.
I booked it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, so clear your schedules because, like, we only get one. Like, with everybody's schedule. Then I moved back home. Yes. I had some problems in my life. I got addicted to some drugs, and I had to go home and get myself together. Went home, talked to my dad, and told him everything that was going on. My dad said, there is nothing new under the sun. I'm going to help you get through this. My stint with that was very short, like a 6 to 8 month time period. I still am very, like, glad that my life kind of took that turn because it gave me that opportunity to be like, okay, this Ray, not this Ray. Not meant for success. Like, and if you want somebody that wants to be successful, which deep down in my soul, more than anything, I just want to be successful. And I want people to want my stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's a need to want Ray Howard. I took that and that inspiration that my father gave me, that there is nothing new under the sun and you can do anything that you set your mind to, which is something they've been saying to me since birth. Like, just constant repeat. You can do anything you set your mind to. Like, and I've proven that. I took RabbitJax and talked to, at that point, I was meeting my partner, Billy. And I was like, I want to sew. I want to do this with my life because I wanted Starbucks to come to an end. And he said, okay, sew something for me and by hand, and I'll buy you a sewing machine. And I was like, okay, bet. Okay. And so I sewed together a pair of overalls out of my Starbucks aprons and made it, just hook it over your neck and you should be able to step in it, and then it's like backless overalls. And I was like, neat. So I sewed it and showed it to him, and he bought me a sewing machine.
I'm Billy Lanier, and I do everything Ray doesn't do for RabbitJax. So I kind of handle like the money and the making sure he does what he needs to do and wrangling. I'm the Ray Wrangler, really. But yeah, I do everything that needs to be done that isn't actually designing or sewing something, because I do not sew. So he'll never admit this, but he's the kind of person who's like so good at absolutely everything that his problem was, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And I'm like, okay, you can do all of that, but you aren't going to make money on all those things. So you have to choose one thing that you're going to actually like focus on and make a business out of and do that as your passion. And there's a whole bunch of ideas, and that's kind of evident in college. He went through like a bunch of different majors and things like that. So like it's always been a lot of different passions. So basically he figured out that he really wanted to do sewing, and I told him, sew something, because I don't know how to sew. So if you can sew something, sure, let's do it. And then he sewed something by hand, and we went to get a sewing machine from like Goodwill or something, and it just has been expanding from there to be like the professional ones you see on TV.
We decided to move from Memphis to Arizona, my choice. And in Arizona was where I killed that sewing machine. Arizona was also where we decided that RabbitJax was going to be more of a serious thing. After a couple years of just living and figuring out the land, I was like, I really want to do this. And I posted one day, it's like one of the first videos on RabbitJax Instagram. And it's like, hey everybody, I'm really sorry that I'm behind on all of my posts, because I had said earlier on that I was going to start sewing, and I was going to start dropping what I was doing. And it was not great. When I posted that video, like, it was really about taking that change and making RabbitJax more of an important thing in my life. And more recently, so like last July, I participated in Phoenix Fashion Week's Emerging Designer Bootcamp. Luckily, since I was working full-time and participating in that, Billy helped me with my homework a lot. He helped me find like gender non-conforming bloggers and media people to reach out to just to get my brand somewhere. So like within that 6-week period, I think it was like 4 months actually. Like that 4-month period, we were working every Wednesday with Phoenix Fashion Week about building our brand and knowing what to do.
Phoenix was hard, and doing all of the stuff that happened for Phoenix Fashion Week was very, very difficult, because it was a lot of homework, and he also had his old full-time job that he had to do. So by the time he was still working most of the time when the classes for Phoenix Fashion Week happened, so I ended up doing a lot of that stuff for him. Okay. So he was expecting to have to do all of that stuff again. And he was expecting to have to do all of that footwork and all of that homework again. But he didn't realize that it would be more like going to these things and meeting these people and actually going to a fashion show and people being like, oh, that's who you are, and getting people to know him that way instead of having to go and do homework about it.
And around the second to last week, Ray had a panic attack. And Ray called the head, Brian, and was like, this isn't for me. He was very disappointed. Like, to hear somebody say to me that they were upset that my brand wasn't going to continue doing what it was already doing. It's not that I was changing anything. It's just, you're doing it already. Mm-hmm. I'm just adding to it, is what he said. So once we finished that cycle, I felt really bad. Mm-hmm. I was like, I would have won. I would have gotten that contract. I would have gotten that money. I would have set my business up for amazing success. Mm-hmm. So 4 months later, I was participating in Phoenix Fashion Week on the runway. So real quick, while it's just a few of us, guys. So I am going to participate in Phoenix Fashion Week's the fashion show in 3 weeks. So RabbitJax will be making its actual literal debut on a runway in 3 weeks. And I talked to them, and I was like, I had to submit for it. And I was like, I would like to participate in your community day. Brian saying yes to me being in the community day led to me meeting a celebrity stylist named Shannon Campbell. And she really liked the looks that I was putting on her models, because the models that they had given me for that show were her 2 standards that she generally used. And she was like, I was going to use them for this segment anyway and use different clothes, but I really like your clothes. So bring these outfits for the morning segment, for the news segment. So then I was on the news.
Wow, and how long ago was this?
Like April of this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is all this year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's incredible. Wow.
And I think like it's really exciting to be here now at this point because I know this imposter syndrome means something. Like I want to be and I'm going to be successful because of the fact that literally 6 months ago in April, they were literally telling me that exact fact. Like, this is a brand that needs to be on television. This is a brand that needs to be seen on the runway. Like, one of my favorite quotes from Brian is he had put it in writing because it's in my article. He said, Ray at RabbitJax has something extremely special that the world needs to see.
Right now. RabbitJax photo shoot, take 1.
Yeah. First like full look. Like this is a look that came as a look. Like every other piece came as a piece itself and became a look. This was a look that became reality. Right? But I want you nonchalant. I want you not present. Like
it's like this is the world I live in. I'm about to buy.
Yep. This is. Billy says that I'm not supposed to say this, but this is really what I like to say. Not all lives matter, but my life matters. It's only my life that matters. So that is the vibe that I'm shooting for you with this. It is literally only my life that matters. In this entire school, everybody is looking at me. Like,
You are the main character, okay?
not sort of. You think you're the main character. You're red out. I'm so excited for tonight. Like, I'm so excited for this imposter syndrome to actually mean something. It has flowed so smoothly that it has helped solidify where I feel RabbitJax stands. Like, there is no going back from here. Like, it's like even looking at it on social media, like there is no turning back from here. There is none. Because if you turn back from here, it just goes back to that normal everyday. And that's not what RabbitJax is. Does this look so? Hello!
Who says what we're supposed to do?
We're not doing this scene. We're just doing the policy.
Thank you, God.
Yes.
Exactly. Let me see that bug. Let me see I'm at the point where I'm like, it's almost over. Like, yeah, like we're almost done. We're almost done with this.
So this will tear down, obviously. I'm leaving for long because it's a fun.
And then they're gonna hopefully look at it. It's so exciting. The energy and the feeling of everybody being excited. Like, I'm anxious because I feel like I'm gonna let everyone down. But at the end of this day, there is no letting everybody down because the clothes already exist. Like, everything's already done. It's just about putting the presentation out there. And it's so hard to focus on only that. So hard. I'm freaking out so bad. But I know, like, when we get there, it's gonna be a completely different story. I think we picked the right people. I think we picked the right team. I think because of that experience, I think we had the best experience. I think everybody working with us had the best experience. We came in and we presented a very professional image, which is what I wanted. It started from the very beginning, and everyone understood that I am putting 100% into this that's happening at DFW. If you are not putting in 100%, it is going to be noticed. Everyone, I felt like, put in over 100%. My mama and my daddy always told me that people want to help those people who help themselves, who they see helping themselves. So we put this project together to show everybody that this is my dream. This is my life goal. Like, this is what I want to do for the rest of time. I found it. I have found a moderate piece of success in it. And I have found people who want more of it.
I am so proud of him for all of that. It was amazing. The Ray from even a year ago would not have done the things that Ray did a month ago. It is totally, entirely different person. And I cannot say how proud I am of that. Like, it's mind blowing. The amount of work that's gone into this and the amount of passion that's gone into this is so amazing. And I just can't wait for other people to see how passionate he is about this stuff so that they can know what's really behind it, because it's a lot of love, a lot of everything, energy, love, everything.
So, like, y'all are very much my first class, and I really appreciate y'all doing this for me. Like,
This is all for you.
y'all are so good. Thank you. As much as this is for me, like, this is y'all's dream as well. So I want to say thank you for taking y'all's dream as seriously as I take mine. Like, y'all really carry yourself the same way as I like in my brand. So I cannot stress this enough. I really appreciate it. Y'all are really showing my heart just by standing here. So thank you, every single one. Like, I haven't said this out. I've only thought it in my head a million times. Denver Fashion Week put this into perspective for me. Success or not, this is happening. Whether or not I have to work a 9-to-5 job to produce this every day for the rest of my life, this is happening. I cannot live without it. I really can't. I cannot live without being creative and producing. I'm very excited. I'm very happy to have found my life goal. And I cannot wait to see where it takes me.